No. No, you can't just do this to me. You can't just leave me.
I've been tired of the way things have been going for a while now, so I'm leaving.
Just talk to me. Just tell me. Just please. Please.
See? That's the problem right there. I have been saying something, but you never listen.
Fine. Fine, just leave. Leave just like your father.
You know I don't have a choice.
You do. You do have a choice. You can either choose to love me or you can choose to leave me.
What the fuck are you guys doing?
Playing Mario Kart?
Are you?
That's the new free roam game mode.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the best Mario Kart game we had ever seen. Not only did it add the DLC from 8 at launch, but then it added the booster cars, which doubled the amount of tracks in the game. It has amazing track design, good graphics, a phenomenal soundtrack. It's going to take a lot to beat 8 Deluxe in my mind. What does Mario Kart World have that helps it stand out on its own? And is that enough to make playing 8 Deluxe obsolete?
Mario Kart World!
Mario Kart World is called Mario Kart World because of the connected world that links all of the tracks together. This means that when you participate in a race in Mario Kart World, you play some of the race on an actual track and some of it on a highway connecting you to another track. Now, whether this is a good or bad thing is kind of a loaded question, and I think it's important to go over some of the other new additions before addressing it. Mario Kart World features 24 racers racing at the same time, which is the most we have ever seen in the franchise. To make sure there is a diverse selection of racers, Nintendo has added some interesting additions to the character select screen. First off, we have costumes. Something that is always a request amongst fans is finally here, except not in the way you might think. Costumes can be selected on the character selection screen as their own character, which is kind of annoying considering the fact that 8 Deluxe had some costumes be selectable after choosing a character. Also, costumes need to be unlocked. How do you unlock costumes? By eating food. See, there are these bags of food on the tracks, and running into one will give you an item for your character to eat. They also give you a speed boost, similar to a mushroom. Different food from different locations will give you different costumes. All this sounds really cool, but think of it less like Tanuki Mario is now a costume instead of a separate character, and more like Mario Racer, Mario Cowboy, or Mario Pilot. In fact, that's actually my main criticism of the costumes. There really aren't that many. Mario might have 9 costumes, but Bowser only has 4. Koopa Troopa has 5, but Donkey Kong only has 1. It's a great idea, I just wish the execution was done a little better.
With this game being about interconnected roads and food, I think it only makes sense that we take a road trip to get a bite to eat.
I know the perfect thing for us to ride in on.
Where did you even get these? Yeah, I got a friend who's my cousin from Wisconsin. His dad said that I could borrow these as long as I bring them back.
She just never brought them back?
He just said that I had to bring them back, not when to bring them back.
Okay, sure. The second new addition to the character selection screen are the NPC drivers. You may be looking at the character selection screen and think, who the fuck is Peepa? An addition that was added after one of the developers drew concept art of the cow from Moo Moo Meadows driving a truck. NPC drivers are another addition to help diversify what each race looks like. You got classics like Goomba, Piranha Plant, Hammer Brother, Cheep Cheep, and some unusual but welcome additions like Parabitty Bug, Sidestepper, and Fishbone.
Now, something that needs to be addressed is there are some obvious character absences here. No Diddy Kong, no Petey Piranha, no Dry Bowser.
I can't believe the Pac-Man didn't make it in. Pac-Man's not really a Mario character. I don't know why you'd think he'd be in Mario Kart.
He has been. I've seen him.
Do you mean the arcade ones? The ones developed by Namco? The people that make Pac-Man?
Yeah. This one's developed by Nintendo.
If they were trying to fit a roster for 24 characters, there are some really easy additions. I'm not the biggest fan of the Koopalings, but at least they took up 7 character slots. Parabitty but no Paragoomba or Paracoopa, Sting Bee but no Queen Bee, Hammer Bro but no Fire Bro, Boomerang Bro or Sledge Bro? What's going on here? The developers said they added these characters because they appear as obstacles on the track. This means that the characters who are playable are already part of the world. However, I don't think this really applies when you have Coin Coffer, who is not a stage hazard or even been in a Mario Kart game before, and aren't including the different forms of Hammer Brother or Sumo Bro. I mean, you added Sting Bee. The sky is really the limit at this point. There's a ton of interesting characters they could have chosen from. Dixie Kong, Lanky Kong, Chunky Kong, Cranky Kong, Tiny Kong, King K. Rool, Crusha, Clump, Claptrap, Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Venusaur, Rattata, Fearow, Pidgey, Seaking, Jolteon, Dragonite, Ghastly, Ponyta, Vaporeon, Poliwrath, Butterfree? I mean, come on, Nintendo. So how much gas do these things have? Are we gonna make it?
Yeah, probably.
That didn't sound like a very confident answer.
Bro, who cares? Let's go. I'm starving.
We'll just stop on the way, I guess. Along with new racers, there are a couple of new items as well. The hammer allows you to spray multiple projectiles at once, up to 3 times. The ice flower works similarly to the fire flower, but slows other racers down when they're hit. The question block allows you to gain coins by repeatedly hitting it, but it also shoots some coins onto the track. The coin shell follows a straight path up the middle with a trail of coins following it. Once it reaches the end or hits something, it explodes into coins. The Kamek Orb has Kamek change some of the racers into NPC drivers, which is the only way to unlock them as playable characters, and the character you transform into is usually dependent on what track you're racing on. It also spawns a hazard, which is normally whatever NPC racer you were turned into. The feather allows you to jump. It's nice to see the Mega Mushroom back, but I can't say the same about the feather. It's typically a 3rd through 1st item, and it's meant to jump over hazards and reach places that are above you. The problem is that you get rid of a lot of your momentum in order to do this, so a lot of the time it isn't super practical. It also sucks when it's taking up your 1st item slot. You want to waste it to get to your 2nd item, but by doing so you're actively slowing yourself down. Sure, maybe there are a couple of useful shortcuts you could do with it, but I still feel like the times it's useful are a lot smaller than the times it actually works. On a similar note, I don't really understand the ice flower. It's way too close to just being the fire flower, and the slowdown other racers have for being frozen is barely noticeable. The coin shell is my favorite new addition though. I'm a big coin guy, which is good because this game allows you to carry 20 of them, making them even more important to try and grab. When it comes to items overall though, it seems like they don't stun you for as long. In this game, when you get hit by an item, you roll forward. Not only is it really funny to watch your character topple over several times before they continue driving like nothing happened, but it also means that getting hit by one item doesn't feel like that big of a deal. Well, kinda. More on that later.
The GPS wants us to go right.
No, that place is too scary.
Dude, we're gonna be fine. Just listen to the GPS.
No, that place is too dangerous. No, that place is too scary. That place is scary and dangerous like the Devil's House in Ghosts and Goblins.
Could you do me a favor and fill the carts up with gas while I convince Ruby to not sell them to the guy behind the counter?
How much are they selling them for?
Don't worry about that. Just fill the carts with gas.
No, there better not be a line, because I'm starving.
Placed an order ahead online. You should be fine.
Order for Toby?
Tony.
Yeah, sure. 35.59.
What? I ordered online.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You got a receipt?
Yeah, right here.
How do I know that's not a fake receipt?
Why would I make a fake receipt? How would I even know to make a fake receipt? How would I know what to put on the fake receipt?
Fake receipt. I should use that one.
Also, how did you know my name?
Don't worry about it.
I gotta be honest, I'm kind of worried about it.
Bro, just pay the guy.
I'm not gonna pay for something I already paid for. It's not the virtual console.
Here. It's on the house.
It's not on the house. It can't be on the house. I already paid for it.
Something else that is new is the art style. I love how cartoony everything is. The developers made it a point to diversify from 8 Deluxe's sleek, futuristic, aerodynamic art style and aim for more playful, handcrafted, and rounded designs. The characters are always bouncing around, and when bombs and blue shells go off, they have onomatopoeia. Some of the items even have new sound effects. I really love the whirring of the shells. And the Yoshi stomp sound from Mario World when someone gets run over by the Mega Mushroom. These designs fit the Mario universe super well, and it's going to be a little hard to say goodbye to this art style whenever they decide to go in another direction. Speaking of interesting designs, the carts themselves actually have some really cool designs to them. Carts are back to a single choice instead of being customizable like in 7 or 8. I'm really happy that we went back to the old style of fully put together carts. I have nothing against cart parts, but it's a lot more of a hassle to flip through every combination to try and find something you're looking for, not to mention it's pretty intimidating for casual players.
All right, let's get out of here.
What the hell? Isaac, you were supposed to fill the carts with gas.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it. Well, I was trying to convince Ruby not to pawn off those carts to the gas station guy.
No, you were supposed to fill them with gas. I convinced Ruby not to pawn off the carts.
Guys, I'm just saying, we could have made a silky 5 Benjamins if we just sold these things.
Well, it's a good thing we ate because we have a long walk ahead of us. My balance board's gonna be happy to see me.
You have a long walk home, buddy. I'm gonna take my moto, broto.
Was that your bike?
Bro, come back! I left some Pringles in there.
Did he hotwire your bike?
You can't hotwire my bike, fatty.
Well, then how did he take it?
Oh, I left the key in it.
Why did you do that?
I didn't have enough room, bro.
Room where? For what?
For snacks.
Oh my god.
Wait, what about the carts?
Honestly, guys, much better alibi if we just leave the carts here. Don't go too far.
Bro, this is not the same. No, it's still the same. It was annoying then, and it's annoying now.
let's talk about the tracks. No, not the races that include driving to the tracks, I'm talking about just the tracks by themselves. See, the way that Mario Kart World works is that the regular racetracks that you would find in other games are all put onto this map and connected through different entrance and exit points. And the track selection this time is probably one of the best we've seen in the entire series. Bangers like Great Question Block Ruins, Bowser's Castle, Dino Dino Jungle, and Rainbow Road will keep you on your toes and excited to play over and over again. Not all of them are winners though. For me specifically, I didn't really jive with Crown City or Koopa Troopa Beach. I'm not really sure about the theming of Crown City, and most of the race has you on these wide, boring street segments. Koopa Troopa Beach is just too much of a circle for me. 5 laps of nothing super interesting. I do really like the rave theming though. It fits that spring break vibe super well.
What are you doing?
Bro, the glow in the dark will help us see in the dark.
Yeah, it'll also help other things see you in the dark.
Bro, we're literally safe as hell here.
Sure. But if a bear comes and eats you, it's not my fault.
Okay, with all this being said, I think it's finally time to talk about the races. The races in Mario Kart World have you start from one track and then race on the path of the next track. This means that you're really not racing on a normal track until the last lap of the race, and that most of the race is done on these interconnecting roads. This is boring. You spend most of the race driving in more or less a straight line instead of interesting tracks that have complex turns and ramps. Now, what's cool about the interconnected tracks is that there are a shit ton of different routes you can choose from. The standard Grand Prix are always set, but in Versus and Online mode, the path you race on is determined by the next track in the race. This means that there are hundreds of different combinations to choose from, which sounds like a really good thing, but none of that matters if they all feel the same. The developers knew that driving on these straight paths was going to be boring, which is why they took inspiration from skateboarding and extreme sports and introduced some new mechanics: jumping and grinding. By holding the drift button without picking a direction to drift in, your kart will charge a jump and a mini turbo. When released, you'll jump into the air. This will not only let you jump over obstacles and other racers, but it also gives you access to wall jumping and grinding. Wall jumping and grinding open up a ton of possibilities. Kinda. Sorta. See, you can wall jump off of pretty much anything, and that leads to some super epic shortcuts.
Check out what I learned. And if you're wondering, yes, I am single.
Bro, nobody wants to go out with your stupid Mario Kart playing bitch ass, man.
Well, I'm still single.
Dude, they know. You don't gotta tell them, they know.
Grinding is a mechanic that happens when your cart lands on a rail. You cling to the rail and follow the direction it takes you in. Then, when you've had enough, you can flip off by hitting the trick button. It's really interesting to me that the drift button has always been a surrogate jump button in the Mario Kart franchise, and now it officially is the jump button. Here's the thing about jumping and grinding. They don't really mean shit when you're racing. Sure, you could pull off a really impressive shortcut by starting to grind on a rail and then wall jumping to cut off a turn, but most of the time these techniques seem to be too difficult to pull off, and you don't get much in return. Most of the grind rails are placed on the outside of turns, so they're not really helping you hit the apex. Any alternative routes they bring up might be a smidge faster, but the time you waste either charging a jump or trying to get to the grind rail negates anything you would have gained. Not to mention that other racers can knock you off the rail, making you lose pretty much all your momentum. In my mind, this would have been the perfect place to put double item boxes or more coins, making them routes that are slower and harder to obtain, but giving you a reward for taking them. Instead, they're just a way for you to get less bored while racing. When I first finished all the Grand Prix on 150cc, I couldn't help but have this unsatisfying feeling. And that feeling probably came from the fact that I wasn't actually racing on the actual tracks. Most of my time was on these boring straightaways.
Why do we have to park so far?
I don't know why you're freaking complaining. This is your fault.
How's this my fault? You wanted to go on a road trip and eat food, dude. You were supposed to fill the go-karts up with gas.
I don't know what you guys are complaining about. I'm the one that lost their sick-ass go-kart.
You told me to leave them there. Also, they're not your go-karts. They're your brother's, cousin's, uncle's, or whatever.
They never said when I had to bring them back. Under the First Amendment, I haven't done anything wrong.
Can you guys just stop yelling at each other so we can go home? I'm freaking starving.
We literally just ate.
That doesn't
Look
matter.
At me.
Yeah, I know, you're fat. Jesus Christ.
Why are you guys even yelling about that? That doesn't matter. They are out there. The go-karts are out there. They're lost. They're scared. You guys don't understand. Shut up. You hear that?
Oh no, I gotta get out of here! You didn't stop me! You asshole!
losers.
Making a race boring is one thing, but the thing that actually upsets me about these straightaways is that they encourage sandbagging. Having you only race the final lap of an actual track means that the final lap is the only thing that really matters. There were multiple times online where I was able to hang back on the straightaways, grab coins and some really powerful items, then once we hit the actual track, use said items to propel me into a top 4 position. Someone shouldn't be able to sandbag and only care about the last lap, because then the game only becomes focused on the last lap. Who cares about the epic shell throw you got to help bump you from 3rd to 2nd when you can chill in the back and wait until the final lap to use your bullet bill or golden mushroom? I think it's very easy to point out all these flaws and say that this game isn't very good, but I don't think that's the case. Just racing on the normal tracks is so much fun. So many new decisions and changes help lead to an overall enjoyable experience. It's just a shame that this new, interesting idea they were heavily promoting is kind of boring and not the most fun part of the game by far. Speaking of new, interesting ideas, there's another mode in this game that I haven't talked about yet, Knockout Tour. Knockout Tour is the real new exciting feature in this game, and it actually takes advantage of the connected tracks. The way Knockout Tour works is when you get to a checkpoint and you're in one of the bottom 4 places, you're out of the race. This is such a great mode that completely fixes the problem with the regular connected tracks. Instead of just being able to focus on the last lap, every lap can now theoretically be the last lap. If you want to sandbag for items, there's a better chance that you're going to get eliminated, as everyone around you is also using the really good items to try to get out of the bottom 4. It keeps things intense and engaging the whole time, and I really hope this mode or something similar to it stays in future installments. My one gripe with Knockout Tour is actually another gripe with the game overall. Listen, I love having 24 racers. It gives me more of a chance to see Parabitty-Butt, but sometimes things are a little too chaotic. Think about it like this. Everyone knows what it's like to get Mario Karted, when you're chilling in a high place and then get hit by like 7 things and end up in last. I would say that in every other Mario Kart game, this happens once in every 5 races. In this game, it feels like it happens 50% of the time. I'll get hit by a blue shell, then a red shell, maybe a boomerang, and then end up in like 17th place. I understand that part of what makes Mario Kart fun is the chaos that can happen during a race, but Mario Kart is a game of luck and skill. When luck starts to take over, you start to question why you keep getting bad results even though you're doing everything right.
Do you have anything less spicy? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit, fatty.
Now, believe it or not, but there's actually one more new game mode, Free Roam. With this huge interconnected world, it just makes sense that we would be able to explore it. The problem is there really isn't anything to explore in the world. Okay, so there actually is stuff to explore. There are these little challenges similar to the mission mode in Mario Kart DS. You start one by activating a P-switch and then do whatever the game tells you to do. Mostly driving through rings, but sometimes it could be competing in a race or collecting blue coins. There are also Peach medallions for you to collect and question block panels for you to activate. These are all nice to have, but I found none of them to be super engaging. I like the P-switches, but constantly having to drive around to find them just isn't the most fun thing in the world for me. There were a couple of moments while I was exploring where I thought I had discovered a little secret, like there are all these guys camping, or I found a lone raft out at sea. But nope, they don't really do anything special. There really isn't anything super interesting in a lot of areas, and it kind of makes the world feel empty.
You know what doesn't feel empty though? The music. I'm someone who loves video game music, but a lot of my favorites coming from the Mario franchise. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had a great soundtrack. It was the first time we had a live orchestra for a Mario Kart game, and it didn't disappoint. But this game takes it to a whole nother level. DK Spaceport, Dino Dino Jungle, Whistle Stop Summit, Airship Fortress, Toad's Factory, Baby Park, DK Jungle, Dolphin Shoals, Coconut Mall. There are definitely over 300 tracks in this game, and almost all of them fucking slap. I've heard people online describe this game as an $80 soundtrack with a free game attached, and I don't think they are wrong at all. The developers of this game talked about how Mario fans would feel a wave of nostalgia when listening to certain tracks, even feeling moved by certain tracks. And as someone who has played and loved Mario for almost their entire life, yeah, I kinda got really emotional listening to some of these songs. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Songs like Double Cherry Pass, the Mario 3 Athletic theme, Yoshi Star Galaxy, Dire Dire Docks, Rico Harbor, Jump Up Superstar, Mario World Credits theme, Gusty Gardens Galaxy. These songs hold a really special place in our hearts, and it's awesome to see Nintendo give them the respect and treatment they deserve.
With that being said, why is there no way to listen to the music outside of normal gameplay? The developers refer to the music being played in free roam mode as the jukebox, so I kinda thought there was gonna be a way to play which songs I wanted, like, you know, an actual jukebox? Not only is there no way to play songs in the game itself, but the soundtrack isn't even on Nintendo Music. This would have been a great opportunity for a day one release to help promote Nintendo Online. It's like every time this game is something good, it's just not as good as you want it to be. The camera is a really neat feature. I love being able to flip off my friends as I pass them, but it slows the game down a lot when you have any more than 2 people. I really love all the different stickers you can collect. They're super great for world building, but you can't customize them on your cart and you can only use 1 sticker at a time. Game chat is a really fun feature that lets you connect with your friends, but for some reason I can't play Knockout Tour online with friends. We have all these new ways to play, but there's no online tournament mode. Why is the only way to play 3-lap tracks worldwide online by selecting random? And why did Nintendo get rid of this feature in an update? I wish the controller vibrated when it was time to pick a track. Why does Lakitu drag me away when going backwards for too long? NPC drivers should have costumes. I wish all stats that affect your character and cart were viewable on the character selection screen. Let me know what the fuck is out of bounds and what isn't, because I was about to pull the most epic shortcut on Moo Moo Meadows, and then stupid ass Lakitu!
This game is gonna sell well no matter what. I don't think I need to sell you on this game. Mario Kart is just kinda the game you get when buying a Nintendo console. With that being said, I don't think this was the perfect launch title for Switch 2. You can tell a ton of love went into it. It's definitely an interesting evolution of the franchise. I just wish there was a little something more that made it feel bigger than 8 Deluxe. This was our first taste of Switch 2, and I wish there was a game like Breath of the Wild to really sink my teeth into.
You forgot to talk about battle mode.
Ah, shit. Battle mode is a mode that has balloons and coins in it, which is good. But the other game had thieves and robbers, which might have been better. Also, there's balloons in this game, and there are areas where you could battle with the balloons in them, like Big Donut, which is my favorite one, and also this game has balloons in it.
How was that?
Not good.
Awesome. All in all, this is a good game with new ideas that didn't stick the landing super well. We already got the best Mario Kart game we could ask for in 8 Deluxe, so it was time to try something new. I wouldn't put this game above 8 Deluxe in my mind, but it's still important to see that Nintendo tried something new, and hopefully their next attempt with the franchise doesn't end up feeling so empty. There's still a lot to like about this game, and I think it'd be unfair to call it bad just because it's not as good as your favorite entry. Also, it doesn't have 2 racers in 1 cart. Now, where were we? Not so fast. No one's going anywhere until you admit to what we've been doing.
No. No, I can't let that happen. They can't know.
Who is this guy? What is he talking about?
It's just a mistake. It's a mistake I never should have made.
So that's all I am, huh? Just a mistake? Well, I'm gonna make sure I'm the last mistake you ever make. That was actually pretty fun.
It was.
Ruby? Ruby? Do you want to just play the actual tracks now?
Sure.